Okay, so we're going to do a quick smoke sim here. So first thing, you hit space, quick, smoke. So now this is the emitter, this is the bound, and this is the size of one grid unit. So if I hit right, you'll see some smoke appear, and then float up. Headset's bugging me. So yeah, that's interesting and everything. But we could set it to 0, go to the physics properties, and turn this to fire. And now we get fire instead of smoke, and then the fire generates smoke. Which that's cool too. But now we're going to set this up to use the smoke particles instead of the mesh. So as these particles fall, they'll leave streaks of fire. But that's not really that interesting looking yet. And I've turned the dampening up to 1. So the particles are just kind of stopping. So we'll turn that down. Same thing here, they're stopping a little bit further out. We don't want the dampening effect to be stronger than gravity. Alright, my velocity's a little too high. I'm going to turn off dampening for a second here. Okay. So now we have particles that are creating fire. And you can use forces and things like that to do a lot from here, but like right now it's raining lava or something like that. So from there, we can render it. I'm in Blender Internal right now. You'll notice that looks solid, and you can see the particles falling out the bottom. So we turn this to halo, alpha 0. Now when I render it, there shouldn't be any particles or anything, just the lava looking stuff. So now we take this, we select the flame data because we don't really want to operate on the smoke, and turn the density way down and the emission way up. That looks closer to fire, but it's still too dense. Alright, so we can't really go any further down on density here. So what we do is we go to the colors, we go to the full white, and add 1. And we're going to go ahead and make this alpha 0. So now this will make a hollow part in the flame. So you can't really see it, it's on the edge of this. So we'll cut this. So we got something that looks closer to fire here. So next, you can take all these colors and go across the color palette from it. So directly across. So now we got kind of a spooky looking blue flame. And we're going to turn gravity off on these particles. And turn damp to 0.005. And set up a force field. With a high fall off. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and move the domain to another layer, because we just want to see what's going to happen with these particles. Okay, so they start spinning and kind of flying away. Alright, so we're going to need another force that draws them to each other. And turn up the dampening, and then turn up this force. So now they should float together and spin. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to adjust this fall off, because I want it to tighten up a little bit more. Alright, that looks pretty good. So we're going to end up with kind of a plasma ball type effect here. I'm going to increase the speed of the normal, the emission speed, to like, let's say 6, so it gets a little further away from this plane before it stalls out. Alright, we'll add the domain back. Ah, the camera's not pointed properly. So just tampering with these effects is how I do a lot of plasma stuff. One thing you can do is turn on high resolution and turn on dissolve set to 1 or 0. And now each flame column shouldn't live as long. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Since it doubled the resolution, there's a lot more boundaries that you can see. And I'm going going to turn the emission up again. That looks more like plasma. But you can see these jagged areas, and I think that's because I have these too low. So let's try that. Yeah, that gets rid of the jagged area. So it's kind of easy to picture what kind of effects you can get out of this. All sorts of things. We're going to make it so it emits everything on frame 1, and it's only 100 particles. There we go. There's like a ball lightning type effect. And we still get this rising effect. We're going to want to get rid of that. So turn this to 0, this to 0, and this to 0. And now we shouldn't get any rising out of the smoke or flames. Just a tight ball of plasma. So there we go. Ball lightning. So we could adjust some of these values so some particles escape, or we could do another particle set. But there it is. Apparently the vortice tilt is not local to the emitter. Yeah, I don't know how to make that not local to the world. It looks like no matter what, it uses the world X in the vortex. I was going to try and make a second system that was rotating this way, and that would have looked pretty cool, but whatever. Alright, and then another type of effect to make a plasma. So we're going to add a plane. We're going to delete 2 of the vertices and extrude one of the other ones. Extrude it again. Alright, so now this plane, I'm going to add subdivision, simple, copy, cat Clark, cat Clark, and then add wave. And then we set this to a halo, and then set the visibility down really low to like 0.001 or 0.0001. We'll see how that looks. Alright, you can't see it. Alright, there. Lost my controller there for a second. Headset. Alright, so there's the line. Alright, so now you can see how this is kind of a lightning-like effect already. Well, yeah, between the two effects, you can come up with some pretty neat things. So in the game engine, this grav cannon I did today generates real-time lightning. Sorry if that's a little loud. And I wish I was a little better at BPY, or else I would try and show you how to do that in the viewport. Good night.